lovely people, how are you doing today? So we've got a really fabulous repair, restore and retrain session lined up for you. We're going to be doing quite a lot of stuff, working on our glutes, working on our core. We'll also be doing a little bit of stuff with pelvic floor as well, and then we're going to take it up into a workout. So before you start, please do make sure that you have got some water. Really important to stay hydrated, and as well you got some light weights. If you don't have any light weights, then cans are good. I've gone for chopped tomatoes, but anything, honestly anything does work. Okay, so during the session, if at any point you feel like anything hurts in a way that doesn't feel right, then please don't push through the pain. It's just not worth it. Stop, take a bit of a break, try it again. If it still happens, then that exercise isn't quite right for you. Also, if you do have any issues, please do feel free to message me with anything that you've been feeling, any aches, pains, things that felt good, as well as things that haven't felt quite right, and I will be happy to answer them. But first, let's get ourselves in the right frame of mind for this. It's really important to connect back our mind and our body, because that can really be lost, especially we can lose that connection with our core as well. So we're going to start bringing that back, and we're going to start synchronizing our breath with our pelvic floor, with the core muscles, stomach muscles, and with our breathing as well. So we're going to start by sitting cross-legged. So when I say cross-legged, I don't mean crossing over at the ankles. If you can, have it so that you can see both of your ankle joints. We're going to sit up nice and tall. If you feel like you need any support underneath your knees as well, because your hips are feeling a little bit sore or a little bit unstable, then please do prop them up with some cushions. We're going to be here for a few minutes, so it is definitely worth being comfortable. Let's sit up nice and tall. As we're sitting up nice and tall, also just try not to push these ribs out. Have a think about squeezing those ribs down, so you're trying to get them nice and aligned and close towards the top of your hips. It's really common that we sometimes sit, when we say sit up straight, we push the chest out a little bit. So just squeeze these ribs in together. Hands in your lap, on your knees, wherever you find them most comfortable. Sit up really nice and tall. Imagine you're being pulled up through the crown of the head. A slight dip down through the chin as well, so that we've got a beautifully straight, aligned spine. I'm going to invite you now to close your eyes. Close your eyes and breathe in and out, trying to get as much air into your lungs as you can, and trying to get out as much air from your lungs as you can. So it really doesn't matter how you're breathing at the moment. We just want to calm our bodies. We just want to try and get a bit more of the head space that we so long for during this crazy time as a parent. Relax all the muscles around your face, around your mouth, around your shoulders. Keep sitting up nice and tall. And breathe in and out through your nose. Have a think as well about how you're breathing. As you take your deep breath in, is it your shoulders that are rising up and shrugging? Are you breathing in through your chest? Or is there some movement going on through your belly? At the moment, it doesn't matter how you're breathing. We just want to bring a little bit of consciousness to what's going on. We're now going to take our awareness and our focus to the belly. So as you breathe in, breathe into that belly. You're going to fill that belly up first, expanding out to the sides and to the front, before you then start breathing into the back of those ribs. After you breathe into the back of the ribs, think about expanding through the side and the front of the rib cage as well. So just focusing on that inhale, take that deep breath in, send it all the way down to the belly, expanding out through the sides and the front before you start breathing in through the rib cage. Imagine you're expanding at 360 degrees. Breathing in through the back, through the sides, and also to the front. Try and keep your shoulders nice and still. We're trying to get the main part of the movement through that lower rib cage and through the stomach. As you expand out through the ribs as well, you'll probably feel a beautiful stretch through that diaphragm. We're really working the diaphragm, which is a muscle as well. So a lot of our emotions are apparently attached to the diaphragm. And if we have any tightness through there, that can affect how we breathe, and that can also affect how we feel. Keep taking as deep breaths in as you can, expanding all the way up through the stomach and taking it all the way into the ribs. This is the most efficient way of breathing. You're getting, I think, 60% of lung capacity by breathing in through those lower ribs and into the stomach. Now we're also going to involve our breath out. So as you breathe out, gather in the pelvic floor from back to front. You might also feel those lower abdominals engage. And when you start getting that breath out from your lungs, imagine you're trying to squeeze your lungs so tight that you can't feel the edges of your bra or t-shirt around it. Try not to force the breath. We're going to add some timings into this now. We've got 1, 2 breathing. You're going to breathe in for 4 and you're going to breathe out for 8. So extend your exhale as much as you can, making it smooth and slow as possible. Breathing in for a count of 4, breathing out for a count of 8. If you feel like that is too much for you, drop it down to 3 and 6. If you can, try and improve it. Try and feel comfortable within the breath. We're always looking to improve, whether that's by increasing the count or whether that's by feeling the breath is becoming easier. So you take that deep breath in, breathe into the belly, open up through that rib cage, and as you breathe out, gather in the pelvic floor, gently drawing in from back to front, side to side, and lifting up through the body. For your exhale, you might also feel that lower abdominal gently tense, gently activating as though you're squeezing from the bottom of a tube of toothpaste. Continue drawing out the breath as much as you can. By working on activating these stomach muscles, we're also strengthening through those deep core muscles known as the transverse abdominis. So if you ever notice as well how babies breathe, they always breathe into their bellies because they are pretty clever. And when they're breathing in towards the bellies, they're getting as much air into the lungs as they can. You'll never see a baby breathing in through their shoulders. So be more baby. Continue to sit up nice and tall. We've got a few more rounds here. So try and make that breath nice and steady. Try and make it feel as effortless as possible. As soon as you finish taking that inhale, go straight into your exhale. Gently draw in that pelvic floor, gathering in those lower abdominals, drawing your ribs close together and away from your bra. Don't forget to relax your shoulders, and especially the muscles around your mouth. This is a really, really nice practice for reducing anxiety, for getting a little bit more grounding, and just for bringing everything back into a place of mindfulness. I'm going to ask you to keep your eyes closed. You're going to finish off that last breath out. And you can regulate your breathing. It doesn't matter how you breathe, but with your eyes closed, every single time you breathe out. I want you to gather in the pelvic floor from back to front. And you're going to hold it for that breath out for a beautiful, strong squeeze. It might feel a little bit strange when you're doing pelvic floor exercises in a cross-legged sitting position, but it's also important to practice your pelvic floor exercises in different positions. We need these pelvic floor to be functional, and to be functional, it has to be able to work in all sorts of different positions that you're in. So today we're going to do this in a cross-legged position. Keep focusing on your exhale, and every single time you take that breath out, draw on a beautiful, strong contraction, gathering in your pelvic floor from back to front and side to side. As soon as you need to take that breath in, feel that relaxation through the pelvic floor completely. We've got a few more here. And then we're going to work on speed. So for speed now, you're going to keep breathing normally. And I just want you to squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax. So it's a short, sharp squeeze followed by full relaxation. Whatever you do, please don't hold your breath. So try and keep your breath smooth and steady as you're doing quick flicks, quick squeezes of your pelvic floor. So we'll do a last 10 to my count. 1, relax. 2, relax. 3, relax. 4, relax. 5, relax. 6, relax. 7, relax. 8, relax. 9, relax. 10, relax. Relax everything fully. And we're going to go for endurance now for our pelvic floor. Who knew that endurance was a pelvic floor sport, hey? So I'm going to ask you to hold a pelvic floor contraction for 60 seconds at between 30 to 50% of effort. Your 60 seconds has started. So continue to keep that breath nice and slow and steady. Think about sitting up nice and tall as well. Relax those shoulders, relax the muscles around your face. Keep breathing normally. Every now and again, just go back and check on how your pelvic floor activation is. Sometimes we feel like we're activating it. Then we go back to check and we realize that we've kind of lost it. So just keep bringing your awareness back down to your pelvic floor. And at the end of your next exhale, you're just going to open the eyes. And let's take both arms up above our heads, stretching them up, trying to get as much height as we can. If we want to, we can have a little bit of a wriggle from side to side as well, just to stretch out any tension there we might be carrying. Good. Let's take one arm down to our side and let's stretch it over. If you can drop that elbow down to the ground, but try and keep both shoulders facing forwards. It's quite often that the shoulder closest to the ground sinks back a bit. So we're trying to avoid any rotation for now. And we're going to take it over into a beautiful stretch. So as well, think about pressing that other bum, that other hip down towards the floor to increase the stretch over. If you've got any tightness or any pulling through a C-section scar, then it's definitely worth looking up C-section scar tissue massage. Take a deep breath in. And let's take it over to the other side. So we'll start by placing the hand onto the ground. Let's stretch all the way over. And if we can get the elbow down to the ground. Otherwise, we're going to use our hand to prop ourselves up. Again, try and keep that shoulder closest to the ground in line with the rest of our body. It does have a tendency to swing back slightly. So feel that stretch. Press the opposite hip down towards the floor. Good. Take it all the way back up. We're going to interlace the hands in front of us and let's stretch out through the back. So you're rounding all the way through. Good. We're going to curl up. Let's interlace the hands behind us. And we're going to press out through the chest as well. So keep the head up nice and tall. Try not to pull it forwards. And try and create some space between your shoulders and your ears. Good. From here, we're going to clasp the hands again, place them behind the back of the head, and we're going to drop our elbows forwards. Take a deep breath in, come back up, and let's come down again, but taking our gaze down towards our left hip. Deep breath in. And let's take it down towards the right hip now. Deep breath in. And we're going to come up. Let's release our hands. You're going to create a little bit of space. If you can, try and get your fingers underneath your top. So it's just by your collarbone here. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. And you're going to pull the skin down gently, whilst at the same time lifting your chin up towards the ceiling. So a gentle stretch, just stretching out those muscles of the neck where we can feel so much tension. Good. Release, drop the chin, and we're going to roll through the neck, taking it from one ear to the other. Good, take it nice and slowly. Really nice. From here, hands are going to come behind us. We are going to take the feet twice as wide as hip width. And gently, gently, we're going to drop just one knee down towards the ground. As soon as you can't let it go any further and don't force this, then that other knee is going to start dropping down in the same direction. So enjoy that stretch. If you need to, take that other bum off the ground and you can push through the hips as well. And then come back to a sitting position. Let's take that knee over to the other side, and as soon as it can't go any further, then start taking that other knee over. Stretch all the way you can, drive through the hips. Make this your own stretch. Do what feels like what your body needs. Okay, take that knee over now to one side, and the other one comes to join it. Stretch everything out. You can push through the hands as well. And now over to the other side for the last one. Good. We're going to come now into all fours with our shoulders stacked over our wrists and our hips over our bum. From here, we're going to push the ground away from us, and we're going to let our shoulders fall down. So we're going to push the chest up, and we're going to sink down through that chest as well. So we're working on a little bit of shoulder strength here. Good, so keep the head nice and in line. The head doesn't really move, so the head will follow. Imagine it's part of that upper body, and you're just driving all the way up through the chest and back down. So the arms are going to be straight, and we're just pushing through the shoulder blades. Good, so if you ever want to progress this, you can take a little step back with first one knee and then the other, and make sure that those shoulders are pressed over your wrists. And you're going to come up again and down. So only do this if you feel like you can keep that core control. If you feel like you've got something like no muscle activation through that stomach, or if when you take a look you've got any doming, then this exercise isn't quite right for you and you just need to take those knees back up. It's really important to work with your body, because everyone is going to get stronger and repair in slightly different ways. So work with what is right for you. So we're going to work on a little bit of core and hip now as well. So being nice and sturdy, imagine that you are sturdy, 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 and nothing can blow you down. We're going to take that knee out towards the side and back in for our bad dogs. So you only see those dogs being up against lampposts. I mean, not that they're bad, they're just going for a wee, right? But I kind of feel like bad dogs is a good name for them. So we're taking that knee up towards the side and back down. Now the trick with this, it's not about how high this knee can go, it's about how steady you can keep your hips. You also need to work on some core engagement. So think about activating, drawing that belly button in towards the spine. Another pointer, try not to look out those arms. We can often give ourselves a false sense of strength by pushing through the arms loads, and we push that elbow joint through. Try and have a little bit of gentleness through those arms. So we're focusing on some glute muscles here and also our hip stability. It's really easy for us to lose hip stability during pregnancy and afterwards. So let's give it 3 more. 3. Try and keep that core nice and steady. 2. Good. And 1. You're looking great. Let's take it to the other side. I'm going to change sides so that you can see. And let's start by taking it up and down. Good. Taking it up and down. Really nice. Good. Try and keep everything really steady. Think about that core connection. Taking that hip out to the side and back down. Make sure you've got a controlled speed the whole way through. Really good. Make sure we've got that core engagement going on. And we've got 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good. Let's continue focusing on glutes. You can either stay with your arms straight. If your arms need a bit of a break, we're going to be doing some more work on our arms, and come down onto your forearms. So leg is going to come up, and we're going to take it first up towards the ceiling and then out behind us. So up towards the ceiling and out behind us. We're going to keep that toe, keep your toes pulled in towards your shin. Good. Taking it up and out and up and out. So take this at your own speed and out. So this is going to be working through the backs of our legs. We're also working through our glutes. So we can often end up with quite weak hamstrings. So let's try and get those stronger. Again, try and keep that core connection and try and keep those hips nice and steady. Feel the stretch as you extend your leg out behind you. Pull those toes in towards you. Good. Got 4 and out. 3 and out. Keep breathing. 2 and out. Let's swap over straight into it, taking it up and out. So really relish that feeling of driving that heel backwards. Make every movement nice and controlled. Good. Gather in that stomach as well. Really, really nice work. Good. Good. You should be feeling this now through your glutes. And we are going to start counting down now. For 4. And push. 3. 2. Pull that toe in. And last one. Let's extend it all the way out. Good stuff. Stretch it out, take it into a child's pose. We're going to hold this here just for a few breaths. You can have a little bit of a wriggle as well. And take it back up onto all 4s. So from here, our starting position, we're going to take, again, from this all 4s position. This is where we're going to start. If you feel like you can take this up a level, then please do. Make sure we've got some core connection going on here. And one arm first is coming up and then the other. So try and keep the rest of you as still as possible. Nothing else is going to move. So we've got a minute in this position. And if you feel like this is too easy, then don't worry. I've got some tricks to make it harder for you. If it's too easy, then take one knee back and then the other. Keep the shoulders stacked over, and you're going to take one arm first up and then the other. So really think about having a solid base through here. You should be immovable. The only moving part are your arms coming up and down. If you feel like your stomach muscles can't be engaged or you can't connect with them, then please do take it back into an all 4s position. You've got to do the exercise that is right for your body. Good, and focus on your breathing. Think about breathing out, gathering in the pelvic floor and the core as you take the arm up. So again, take this in your own time. Also be mindful that as this exercise progresses, a lot of people's shoulders are going to start coming backwards. So do keep a check. Make sure that your weight is over those hands. Good. The last 15 seconds. Keep everything really nice and still. Make sure you're breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. Come back onto your heels. Let's shake out these wrists. And let's take these exercises up a level even more. So remember that bad dog we did. We're now going to get a bad dog in as well as an arm lift. So as the right leg comes out, left arm is coming up. So we've got a little bit of coordination required. So you've taken away one of our supports, and we're going to have to do a lot more stabilization. So you can take this nice and slow. The slower you do it, the harder it's going to be. Again, make sure that you're not pushing that joint through, something we often do because it requires less muscle effort. So try and have a little bit of gentleness through that joint. Good. Got another 15 seconds before we switch over sides. If this feels like it's too much on the arm, you can try it on your forearm. You'll have less range of motion and mobility. Good. Got 4, 3, keep breathing. 2, and 1. Let's take it straight over now to the other side. Focus, focus, focus. Get into reposition. Push the ground away from you. And we're going to take it up and down. Good. Good. You guys are looking good. Focus on your breathing. Keep that core engaged. Good. Really nice stuff. Okay, guys, you've got 30 seconds. Everything is still apart from your arm and that leg that is moving up. Good. So keep that core nice and focused. Especially when we're hanging out with kids, we often spend a lot of time on all fours, reaching to get stuff, crawling after babies. So making sure we have this control over our core in this position is really helpful. And we've got 3, 2, and 1. Take it back again into your child's pose. So I always prefer this with my knees just slightly wider than my hips, but you can also have this with your knees together. So stretch all the way out, draw those fingers forwards. You can walk a finger forwards one at a time, and try and draw your bottom down towards your heels as well. So from here, this is going to be part of our next exercise, our child's pose, but it's not going to be relaxing. You're going to transfer your weight over so that you're on all fours. You're going to come down into a kneeling press up. Breathe out as you push all the way back up and down into your child's pose. Coming all the way up, coming down into that press up, breathing out as you come all the way up and down. Now, if you feel like you can't get that core connection, or if you experience any doming where the front of your belly looks like it comes up into a point, or what's known as bread loafing, where the muscles sort of rise up a bit like the top of a bread loaf, then this is the exercise that you're going to do. You're going to come, you're going to tip your weight forward, so you're into a kneeling plank, and you're going to come back. That is your position. Otherwise, you're coming up. Keep those elbows nice and tight in towards your body. Good. Try and keep those elbows nice and tight in towards your body. And come up. We've got another 15 seconds. Good. So I really like this one. So if I have my knees slightly wide, and it gives me a little bit of a hip stretch as well. but totally up to you how you want to do this. And we've got 3. Let's try and get another one in. 2 and 1. Good stuff. So now is when we get to lie down. Come into a lying position on your back. Don't fall asleep. And make sure we can just about brush the back of our heel with our fingertips. Good. And I'm going to ask you to place your arms in a cactus position. So this is a really nice position because it opens up through the chests, and often if we're feeding, whether we're bottle feeding or breastfeeding, we can often sit quite hunched over with our baby. So just spread your arms out in a cactus position. If it doesn't feel comfortable, grab some pillows and place them under so that you have a little less of a stretch. And from here, tilt the pelvis back and forwards. So we're going to push the hips forwards and we're going to draw them back. We're trying to get a bit of mobility through our pelvis here. So feel as you draw those hip bones up towards you, that your back starts to press against the ground. And as you push them away, you get a little bit of a space in that lower back. So we're now going to start taking our bum up off the ground, nice and slowly. So each time we take our bum off, we're going to start taking it up a little bit more until we're doing full glute bridges. So drive through the heel and take those hips up off the ground. Good. We're starting to draw back our glute strength. Again, we often lose a lot of glute strength during pregnancy just because our glutes aren't used as much. Because our weight has shifted, the way we use our body shifts as well, and our glutes become really underused. Last one, we're going to come up into a glute bridge. We are going to stay here and we're going to extend one leg and then the other and come all the way down. Let's roll all the way up. Try and think about keeping some tension through your stomach area as well. And roll all the way down. Good. Rolling all the way up. Extend. Extend. Keep those hips really nice and still. And roll all the way down. Good. And all the way down. This time we're going to take the hips up and we're going to march the legs. Make sure your gaze is directly up towards the ceiling. And if you're feeling comfortable in this position and you want to make it slightly more challenging, take those arms off the ground. You're going to clasp your hands in front of you and you're going to take these arms up towards the ceiling. So this immediately gives us less ground for support. So you might want to take it even slower. We're trying to keep these hips as steady as you can. This is less about how fast you can take it. This is not the can-can. And this is more about how much control you have through your hips. And we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's roll it all the way down. If you've got a little bit of achiness through that lower back, let's draw first one knee into our body and then the other. I'll get really nice and tight. You can take that tailbone and the lower back off the ground as well. And little circles through that lower back. First one way and then the other way. Good. So placing both legs back down on the ground. Doesn't matter at the moment where your hands are. Let's place them just down by our side. We're going to extend one foot out in front of us. Take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, we're going to think about drawing our belly button in towards our spine. We're going to engage through these lower abdominals. And we're going to lift one leg up slowly off the ground and place it down. Deep breath in. And as we breathe out, that leg is going to come up and down. Good. Breathing out, taking that leg up and off the ground and back down. We're going to do 8 of these. Deep breath in and out. Good. So we've got 4. Breathe in and 5. Good. 3 more. 6. So as you breathe out, you should also feel that lower breath draw, that lower back draw towards the ground. And that's 7. And 8. So we're working through those deep core muscles. Let's change everything over. Let's switch over legs. Deep breath in. Breathing out. Good. Take it up and lower it down nice and slowly. Deep breath in. And 2. Good. And 3. Good. So it's actually the lower that is the most important, and that's 4. If you can try and keep that control and keep that lower back pressed down towards the ground and that belly button in towards your spine, and that's a really good sign you've got good, strong, deep core muscles. Good. I think we've got 1 more. Really nice. Good work. From here, you have 2 choices. We're going to take it into little marches. So we're marching 1 knee up and then the other. You're going to be extra vigilant about what's going on here. If when you're doing this exercise, your belly kind of like pops up a bit like that bread loaf, or it comes up into a point, then this exercise might not be right for you, but this is the beginner's one. So you're going to take that deep breath in. And as you breathe out, that foot is going to drop down towards the ground and you're going to switch over. If this feels like it's too easy, then you're going to take both knees off the ground. So keep that stomach engaged and you're going to drop 1 knee towards the ground, keeping these muscles engaged, keeping your back pressed towards the ground. And as soon as you feel your back coming off the ground, you're going to take that foot back up again. So taking it down towards the ground and back up. So breathing out and breathing in. Good. So the main thing is here that you are not holding your breath. Holding your breath is banned. Because as soon as we hold the breath, then we start increasing the pressure internally. And that's either going to bear down on the pelvic floor, which is generally weak after pregnancy, or through our midline, which is also going to be weakened and stretched. Good. Don't forget, if you're doing the modified version, you're taking it up and down. So make sure you're feeling comfortable and confident in this modified version before you take this up, because there is a big difference in the challenge. And when you do get started with this one, just take that knee down a tiny bit first. This isn't about how close to the ground you can get your foot. And we'll do the last 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, and 1. Let's draw those knees in. Good. Hold those knees in towards the chest. Big hello to the new babies that have come and joined us. Let's roll around through the lower back. First one way and then the other way, and let's give it a really nice stretch. Let's flip our feet up towards the ceiling. You can either grab hold of the ankles or the soles of your feet, and you're going to draw those knees in towards the armpits. And we're just going to stay here for a few breaths. In a minute, we're going to take it up and off the floor into a very short but extremely useful circuit. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Let's relax. I'm going to come onto your side and we are going to stand up. Try and stand up without using your hands if you can. Almost got caught out by my own rule there. Okay, so we're going to take it up and off the ground now. Grab your weights, grab some water if you need them. We are going to get started. So, okay, let's get going. Can you see me? I always tend to cut my head off. There you go. That's a little bit better. Right, so we're going to come down. We've got a squat and a press for 30 seconds. So we've got 30 seconds on, we've got a 30-second break, then we're going to do the whole thing again. 40 seconds on and 20 seconds break. Grab your weights if you've got dumbbells, fantastic. If not, cans work just as well. And let's start with these squats and presses. Coming down, straight through the heels. And we're coming down and up. If you feel like you want to progress this, if your pelvic floor is feeling strong during this, then you're going to take it into a squat, and as you press up, you're going to lift that opposite knee up. So coming down nice and low, you're trying to get these thighs parallel to the ground. If you do have any issues with pelvic floor, take the knees in slightly closer and do it that way, or you can still keep them out, but take it down less deep. Okay, so we've got another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You've got a 30-second break. I'm going to take you through the next exercise. With our legs, we're taking it into side lunges, stepping to the side and back up. But this time as we come in, we've got gentle bicep curls. Good. Are you ready? 3, 2, 30 seconds have started. We're going to take it over from side to side. Good. Make sure you're breathing. We're getting a lot of hip strength going on with this one. We're also going to be working our arms, because our arms do need a lot of strengthening here, especially when we have babies. Okay. Keep it up. Keep it up, keep it up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take you through the next exercise. We're going to take the feet out nice and wide. The toes are going to be pointed just slightly out. We're going to come down into a sumo squat. So as you do that, press these knees outwards. This is your starting position. And as we come, we're just going to do one arm. And we are taking the elbow back as we stand up. We've got 30 seconds. Let's go. So it's just one arm at the moment. Again, if you're feeling any issues through the pelvic floor, either do little half squats or take it right in. Take it right in into a closed leg squat. Okay, guys, we've got another 4, 3, 2, and 1. So the first set of these is quite gentle, and then we've got our 40 seconds on and our 20 seconds break. So during this time, have a little bit of a wriggle, grab some water if you need to. If you want something to do whilst you're waiting, take the arms up and do little arm circles. Why not? Okay, so let's get ready. We're going to come take the legs out and we're coming back down. Again, this time with the other arm. So we're stretching open through the chest, through the shoulders. Good. Coming down and up. So you're going to take this as your own speed, but just make sure that the movements are controlled. Press those knees out as well so that they're over the knees. We've got another 5 seconds left. Good. 3, 2, and 1. So I'll get you prepped for the next exercise. We're going to come down into reverse lunges. We're taking quite nice long step backwards, and with our arms, the knee that comes backwards, we're going to sweep that arm down towards the knee. So we've got what's known as reverse wood chop. So you're also going to have a little bit of a twist through that waist as well. In 3, 2, and 1. Follow that back knee, take the arms down. So we want to keep them mostly straight, with a little bit of a bend in. Get those arms moving together. So this is a core workout as well. If you've had a C-section and it's feeling a little bit sore, then please do go and look up scar tissue massage. Neve, who is the physio on the Warriors Live WhatsApp group, she's got a lovely website called Maternity Physio with an article all about this. One more. Good stuff. So next exercise, you're going to have the hands up by your head. We're coming down into a squat. We're standing and we're going to hinge at those hips with straight legs. So we've got a prisoner squat coming down. We're standing and we're taking it into a good morning. So keep a lot of core focus. So you bend over, stretch through those hamstrings. 30 seconds have started, let's go. Squat and bend forward, stretch through those hamstrings. Squat and bend. Try and keep some core activation going as well. Good. Keep that back nice and straight. You've got 10 more seconds, because as soon as we start rounding through the back, there is less support on our spine through those spinal muscles, and that can lead to injury. So, got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab some water if you need it. You have got roughly 30 seconds before we take it into our next set, but this time with 40 seconds on and only 20 seconds off. So we've got that squat with the alternating press and the knee lift. Let me start the timer. Sometimes this hairband gives me sideburns with all my hair that comes underneath it, so I've got to keep an eye out for that. Okay, got a little bit of time. Get yourselves ready. I'll take you through that first exercise. As a reminder, we're squatting and we're taking this knee up nice and high. If you want to make it even more active, you're going to come down and you can hop it, but only do that if it feels right. Let's go. We've got 40 seconds. Taking it all the way up and all the way down. If this feels like it's too much, just come to the squats and that single arm press. If not, let's take it up into the knee up. If that feels like you want even more of a challenge, you can hop it up. Good. But it's important, take it at your own time. You've got 10 seconds left. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Little hip circles. Let's shake things out. Good. You can walk stuff out. Let's do some circles through the ankles as well. Next exercise is a reminder. We've got our side lunges with our bicep curls. 40 seconds have started. Let's get straight into it. Good. Make sure we're breathing. Good. Good. Try and keep those weights nice and controlled so there's not too much swinging for momentum. Not only do you want to really be precise with those muscles you're using, but you also don't want to smack yourself in the face. Trust me, it's not fun. Okay. Got 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. As a reminder, our next exercise, taking the feet nice and wide, pushing those knees out as you squat down. And we've got one arm coming out to the side. If you feel like you want more of a challenge, lift that right heel up slightly. Okay, let's go. So we're coming down, we're taking just one arm out. I forgot, we're doing our squats as well. So squatting up and down. If you want even more of a challenge, take that right heel off the ground. I'll turn the camera so you can have a quick look at what I'm talking about. So this is what our feet are doing at the moment. If you want more of a challenge for the last 15 seconds, take your heel off. Good. Right guys, we've got 6 more seconds. Keep it going, come down nice and low with your heel off. You'll feel a really big stretch and relax. I know you're gonna miss my face, so let me take this up a bit. Hi guys. Right, 10 seconds. Think about what you wanna do. You can do some circles backwards, or you can just wait. Okay, let's get into position. We are ready to go with the other side. Our 40 seconds has started. Press those knees out. If you want that added intensity, take that left heel off the ground now. So really raise that heel up as much as you can. Don't forget to draw these elbows back as well. Good, so I'm gonna get nice and tall and back down. Good. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. Next exercise, don't forget, we've got those wood chops. So really feel that stretch through the core as you draw those hands down towards that back knee. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step backwards. So reverse wood chop. So normally we take it from the ground upwards. This time we're taking it from upwards down. So we're working through this core. Breathing out and in. And in. Good. Coming up to 10 seconds left. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are not done yet. Got 15 more seconds. If you want an exercise to do, why don't we do some standing bicep curls? But very soon we're going to come down into our squats and our good mornings. Let's go. We've got 40 seconds. Feels a bit weird having cans by the side of your head. If you want to, ditch the cans. So come down into the squat, hinge at those hips. Good. Again, when you come down into that good morning, try not to press those knees through to the back of the legs. Try and keep a little bit of gentleness through those joints. Okay, keep that core nice and engaged, especially when you're hinging over. This is a fantastic one for working through the muscles of your back. And we've got the last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Let's just drop our weights or our cans. Good. Oh. Stretch everything out now. Let's take these arms out in front as we step forwards. Deep breath in, press through that chest, and as we breathe out, take the arms back in. Deep breath in, and breathe out. Deep breath in, and breathe out. Good. Keep it going, and breathe out. Cool everything down and breathe out. And take the arms up overhead Stretching up as much as we can, taking the heels off the ground. And we're going to float those heels back down, have some gentleness through those knees. And we're going to curl down one vertebra at a time. Until our head is hanging down towards the ground. You can grab hold of each elbow. And we're just going to feel that stretch through the lower back as you gently pendulum from side to side. You also feel that you're trying to get a little bit of extra space through that side of your lower back as well. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Going to grab hold of our right shin, and you're going to draw your chest and your forehead gently towards it. Try not to press everything in too much. It's really important not to overstretch. And let's take it over now to the other side. Gentle stretch. Over to this side. Good. Take it back up to the center. You're going to have a slight bend through those knees. And you're going to curl all the way up again. The winner is the last one to stand up. Good stuff. If you can, hold on to something for balance. The side of my lap, it's quite sturdy, so that's okay. And take that right foot over the left knee. Try and keep it balanced there, and you're going to sink down. So into an almost sitting position. So your feet should feel the stretch through the side of your bum, of the knee that's up. Good, keep your balance. Breathe, and let's stand up and take it over to the other side. Good. So bending down, keep that weight through the heel. Try not to let that front knee come over the toes. Let's stand all the way up. Let's stretch the hips out now to one side. If you're feeling dizzy at all, please do take a seat. And let's stretch it out to the side. It can be really common for us to get dizzy after we've done some movement, and then we stop. Pull that knee in towards your chest, hug it in nice and tight. Let's point through the toe. Try not to lean backwards. Try and lean a little bit forwards if you can. Good. And pull the toe up and down. So if ever you did ballet, we're going to do good toes and naughty toes. Good toes and naughty toes. Really feel all those bones working. You can get any good crunching going on. Go for it. Good. Let's not drop this foot down to the ground just yet, but we're going to grab it with our hands, squeeze those knees together, stand up nice and tall. Don't let your chest come out. Think about pulling those ribs down. And if you can as well, pull that pelvis in to feel a really delicious stretch through those quads there. Especially if you're sitting down a lot, we get a lot of tightness in this area. You can use that hand as well to pull the foot up towards the bum. You can also increase the intensity by pressing that foot into your hand as well. Good, gently release. Don't just drop your leg. So you need to have respect for our body. Good. Oops. Other lie side. Let's pull that knee up. Good. Make sure we're not leaning backwards. Good. Pull that knee in nice and tight. Have a little gentleness through that supporting leg as well. And let's do good toes and bad toes, crunching through that foot, working through all those bones. So do have a think about how you stand in everyday life, because it's quite common for us to stand through our joints, where we sort of press through the joints like through the leg, and it just makes it easier for us to stand, but it does nothing for our joints. If you can, have a little bit of gentleness and try using your muscles instead. Let's take that foot behind us, squeeze those knees together nice and tight. Make sure we're not pushing these ribs out, so draw them in. Let's also pull that pelvis under, tuck that pelvis under slightly. You should immediately start to feel a little bit of a stretch through that front of your thigh. We can draw the foot in towards the bum as well, stand up tall, and to increase the stretch as well, press that foot down into the hand. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's shake everything off, shaking through the foot and take it up to the leg as well. Shake through that foot, up to the leg, through these hands and wrists. Let's take it up to the arms as well. Imagine we've got a child hanging on to us and we're trying to get them off. Off, child, off. Good. Tilt the head first of all to one side. Drive the heel of the hand all the way through. Pull those fingers back. Take it all the way up. Let's take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Take the gaze down towards your armpit. And over to the side. Tilt the head onto the side. Drive through the heel of the hands. Pull the fingers back. Take it all the way up. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling. See how that feels through your neck. Let's take the gaze down towards your armpit as well. And to finish, take the legs nice and wide. Deep breath in. Open up through the chest, breathing in all that beautiful oxygen, and you're going to breathe out. Take a deep breath in. As you take that deep breath in, I want you to think of one thing that you are thankful for today. Keep thinking about that one thing, secure it in your mind. And breathe out. We've got one more. Take that deep breath in. Get a little smile on your face, knowing that you will leave this session standing that extra bit tall. Your chest will be out, not too much, that you have rib flare. You'll have the shoulders down and back, and you know that whatever comes your way this week, you will be strong enough to deal with it. I really hope you enjoyed that session. Do let me know how you found it, and I'm very much looking forward to having you at another one as well.